From Millsaps College, a friend of IID who always has something interesting to tell us about, Associate Professor in the Department of Religious Studies, Dr. James Bowley.
Thank you, Linda. So I've been associated with IID for many, many years, and I'm very thankful for Fatih and those many years of association, and I'm so proud and delighted to be here tonight. I was asked to speak a little bit about Fethullah Gulen, and I'm very delighted to do so because in my own life and in my own teaching, he and his writings have made a definite impact and have made an impact for my students as well. So, as all professors have to do, we have to have at least 3 points, right? So I have 3 points tonight, and that's just to let you know when I'm about to be done. So the first point is, I think we are long past the time where those of us who may not be Muslims need to teach the world that the stereotype of Muslims as violent people is long past, gone, and stupid. Okay? We need to start scoffing at this idea. Anyone who recognizes the Muslims in our own neighborhoods, in our own city, and the leadership of people like Fethullah Gulen across the world must recognize that there are a whole host of Muslims who are not like that at all, any more than people in our own religions are. And it is long time to pass where those of us who are Muslim who feel defensive about this issue need help from those of us who are their neighbors. And we need to recognize, those of us who are not Muslims, that this is not a stereotype that is good for our world. This is a stereotype that is very bad for our world, regardless of how many news agencies try to perpetuate this stereotype. And if there's anybody who was born in 1941 or after who shows the ridiculousness of this stereotype, it is Fethullah Gulen. I would ask you to read some books, I would ask you to go online, I would ask you to do any research on this man, and you will see how much he has done for our world. There's just like we heard before, Dr. Martin Luther King, Montessori, Gandhi, there are not many people who have done more work for the sake of education and understanding and harmony than Fethullah Gulen. And I think we owe him a great deal of thanks because of his work. And those of us who are sitting here tonight enjoying this good meal are certainly those people who owe him a good deal of thanks. Which brings me to my second point, and that is this. There is an old world virtue, and that virtue is hospitality. And there's probably nobody in the city who demonstrates the virtue of hospitality better than IID. We read many stories in ancient Jewish writings about Abraham and the great hospitality that he had. And certainly IID in our modern world is a group that for those of us in Jackson and all over the United States have demonstrated the great power and the virtue of hospitality. And we even have a word for this. Our English word company, right? It's a word that means to share bread with. Those people you share bread with. Those people are those of your company. And I've been at so many IID dinners and so many IID Noah puddings and all kinds of other interesting things. I really think IID really stands for Institute of Interfaith Dining. Because we eat together so often, and it's so wonderful, whether it's Sabri or whether it's Fatih, and all the eating together means so much, because that is what we as humans need, right? It's the basics, it's the bread. It's the bread that brings us together. And the IID inspired by Fethullah Gulen, is what has brought us together tonight. And the third point is this. If we think that IID is just sort of a PR campaign for Turkey or for Muslims or something, then we really haven't recognized the work of IID outside of Jackson and other places. IID in Turkey and many other places means so much more. It's not just dinners, it is schools, it is business people giving money, it is people educating people in Turkey and Central Asia and many other countries. It is people putting education first. It is people putting understanding of other religions first. It is people putting harmony first. It's not just about a PR campaign for us. It's about understanding and education for all of the world. And IID and Fethullah Gulen have done so much that has inspired so many great things at so many levels of society in Turkey and outside of Turkey. And we are just at the very tip of what IID does, and I think we are all very thankful for that, but we also recognize that we are just the tip of the iceberg of what IID does. And if you want to learn a little bit, I would encourage you to go to the website, interfaithdialog.org. And on that website, you can learn about Buddhism, you can learn about Hinduism, you can learn about Judaism, and of course you can learn about Islam as well. And you can learn about all the great work of IID and all the wonderful things that they have done and all the wonderful things that Fethullah Gulen has inspired through his work, through his work that has been a lifetime achievement. And I can't imagine how much energy this man must have. But we sit here tonight in appreciation, and I thank you all for coming, and I thank IID for allowing me to be here tonight. Thank you.